Did 15% since June.
Stay cool.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to Asteroid Challenge Fight Club.
This is a Thor News presentation.
Doesn't matter what I believe.
Hit the button, baby. Thor News presents.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are over at Bloomberg Business, and I am talking about economics as everyone waits for the big Shemitah collapse. Whereas some people look to YouTube for the hottest doom conspiracy economic threats, I look to actual economics itself. You look for telltale signs that there is bad news ahead. And well, this morning, while frolicking on the internet, I came across a very bad sign. Whoa. Pimco. Okay, wow, the word is like exploding in the mic. Like, Pimco. Pimco Fidelity, stung by collapse of Petrobras 100-year bond. There's a bra in that Petra. There's a pimp in that company. There's a bra in that Petro, and there's a pimp in that company. Okay, what are bonds? It's kind of like I say, okay, here's the deal, dude. If you loan me $100,000 for 100 years, I will pay you back $130,000 100 years from now. I can't even say it with a straight face. Like, yeah, you're like, hey, dude, can I borrow $1,000? Sure. How long do you need to borrow it for? 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because a couple years back, the Secretary of the United States of America Treasury, they're kind of like the sidekick of the Federal Reserve, I guess you could say. And so Ben Bernanke's sidekick was like, hey, maybe the United States should sell 100-year bonds. And I was like, that's one of the stupidest ideas I'd ever heard. I don't even know what our country's going to look like 5 years from now, let alone 100. And I have a very good imagination. I can see many alternative futures, like movie screens playing in my head. And where this place is going to end up 5 years from now, I got no clue. It's like, if you would have told me in 1999 that America would be like it is today, I'd have said, crazy fool, you've lost your gosh dang mind. Get out of here with your science fiction voodoo. That would never happen to my America. Anyway, 14 years later, and dang, why didn't I believe Time Machine me? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the stupidity of 100-year bonds. So you basically get a limited liability corporation to buy 100-year bonds from another limited liability corporation. And 100 years from now, everybody wins. Granted, a lot of people at Pimco and Fidelity and Petrobras won in this short-term section, all right? Crap, I haven't gotten to the article by Peter Millard yet. September 13, 2015. Yeah. So Pimco owns a bunch of bonds and pensions and shit. And Fidelity, I don't know what they are. I mean, they're like, you're faithful? That's what Fidelity means, right? They gotta be faithful. You know what I'm saying? It's a bank. A bank's kind of like, I'd say a whorehouse, but nobody really gets serviced at a bank. Okay, so apparently Fidelity was still faithful, but just stupid? Asterisk. All right, let's actually read the article. Petroleo Brasileiro SA employee walks past a row of wastewater treatment tanks near Corai, Brazil. Photographer Pedro Lobo. I heard that dude's crazy. Okay, first of all, petro, which I think means petrochemical, so it's a petrochemical lion. Well, that sounds efficient and natural. Yeah, it's like a lion made out of gasoline. Breaking news. 100-year bonds have plummeted 15% since June issue. The S&P lowered Petrobras credit rating to junk last week. Okay, let me get this straight. Pimco bought 100-year bonds from a country that just got rated to junk like 92 years before those bonds even reached full maturity. You know, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, oh, wow. It's not like you can blame the guy. Like, oh, crap. Well, I thought those 100-year bonds would really pay off. You know, like, oh, God. It's just so ridiculous that we even have 100-year bonds out in the globalization, free market economy based on credit, based on belief and faith. When Petroleo Brasileiro sold 100-year bonds in June, the move was largely seen as a sign the corruption-tainted oil producer had put the worst of its problems behind it. Hey, Frank, this guy wants to sell us 100-year bonds. Well, have you heard anything about them? Yeah, they're totally tainted with corruption. Well, then I guess don't buy more than $400 million worth of 100-year bonds from them, just to be safe. Yeah, good idea, Frankie. Wait, am I Frankie or you Frankie? I forget. Shit. This is why they'll never let me on Bloomberg. For investors like Pacific Investment Management Company, Fidelity Management and Research Company, and Capital Group, Inc., the three biggest holders of the securities, that turned out to be a costly miscalculation since the $2.5 billion offering. The bonds have tumbled 15%. That's 4 times the average loss for emerging market company debt. That turned out to be a costly miscalculation. Since the $2.5 billion offering, the bonds have tumbled 15%. That's 4 times the average loss for emerging market company debt. All right, yeah. Like, can I borrow $2.5 billion? Sure. How long do you need it for? 100 years. I promise I'll pay it back. And I'll be real cool about it when I do. I'll make you a cake and stuff. And we can go play in a park. And I'll even make you a corporate friendship bracelet. Just let me borrow $2.5 billion for 100 years. You got that. All right, I'm going off the rails. Yeah. I don't know how to read charts, man, but that chart looks bad. The chart looks very bad. Plunge deepened last week when the security sank to a record. I forgot how to talk. I forgot how to read. Economics, what have you done to me? The plunge deepened last week when the security sank to a record low 69.5 cents on the dollar after Petrobras, as the Brazilian company is known, had its credit rating reduced to junk by Standards & Poor's. The world's most indebted major oil producer was stripped of its investment grade by Moody's Investors Service 7 months earlier as a widening probe into the alleged bribes paid to former executives at the state-controlled oil company caused it to delay reporting earnings. Everything was sadly priced for perfection. And sadly, for soccer players, Brazil seldom achieves perfection. Russ Dallin, the head trader at Caracas Capital Markets, said from Miami. Oh, so that dude is saying this is all mafia related. And there were kickbacks and stuff, and I guess Pimco didn't respond to emailed requests for comment. Fidelity and Capital Group declined to comment, though Fidelity promises it's still staying faithful. Petrobras didn't respond to an email seeking comment on the performance of its bonds. The company has already borrowed enough to finance its projects for the medium term, it said in a statement September 10th. All right, so yeah, nobody knows business better than your super hardcore bankers and your super hardcore oilmen. Yields on Petrobras' 6.85% bonds, which mature in 2015. Wait, what? They bought 100-year bonds? They bought 100-year bonds in the year 2015? Like, have they not been watching the news at all? Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Well, that's a problem with capitalism, If the people running a religion are only interested in making money, above as a first priority. And the people running a science are only interested in money as a first priority. And the people running a society are only interested in money as a first priority. And the people running a government are only interested in money as a first priority. If everybody involved in the grand pillars of civilization are all only out for money, then shit gets all fucked up. How fucked up? Well, somebody bought $2.5 billion worth of 100-year bonds this year. Kind of fucked up. Wow. They're good. These guys are good. Endgame. Someone's like, what is the end game, man? What is your end game? Riders on the storm. Into this world we're thrown like a dog without a bone. God bless everybody. Wait, what is Pimco? Pimco, Pacific Investment Management Company, is a global investment management firm headquartered in Newport Beach, California. It has $1.5 trillion in assets under management. Pimco offers a broad list of investment strategies that encompass the entire risk spectrum. You can say that again. And capital structure. Risk spectrum. The entire risk spectrum. Pimco oversees investments on behalf of millions of clients, including retirement savers, public and private pension plans, educational institutions, central banks, and government agencies, foundations and endowments, and financial intermediaries, among others. Well, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Petroleo is semi-public, a multinational energy corporation headquartered in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I've heard Brazil is lovely. Petrobras was founded in 1953, while the company ceased to be Brazil's legal monopolist in the oil industry in 1997. It remains a significant oil producer. Okay, great. In September 2010, Petrobras conducted the largest share sale in history, when $72.8 billion worth of shares in the company were sold on the BMF Bovespa stock exchange. Upon the sale, Petrobras immediately became the fourth largest company in the world measured by market capitalization. They became bigger than Microsoft in 2008. Okay, sounds good. Big oil, big banks, and technology have won the risk monopoly playoff. What are you guys going to do with your winnings, fellas? I'm very curious as to the end game. Alright, God bless everyone. Peace out. Breaking news. 100-year bonds have plummeted 15% since June.
Stay cool.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to Asteroid Challenge Fight Club.
This is a Thor News presentation.
Doesn't matter what I believe.
Hit the button, baby. Thor News presents.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are over at Bloomberg Business, and I am talking about economics as everyone waits for the big Shemitah collapse. Whereas some people look to YouTube for the hottest doom conspiracy economic threats, I look to actual economics itself. You look for telltale signs that there is bad news ahead. And well, this morning, while frolicking on the internet, I came across a very bad sign. Whoa. Pimco. Okay, wow, the word is like exploding in the mic. Like, Pimco. Pimco Fidelity, stung by collapse of Petrobras 100-year bond. There's a bra in that Petra. There's a pimp in that company. There's a bra in that Petro, and there's a pimp in that company. Okay, what are bonds? It's kind of like I say, okay, here's the deal, dude. If you loan me $100,000 for 100 years, I will pay you back $130,000 100 years from now. I can't even say it with a straight face. Like, yeah, you're like, hey, dude, can I borrow $1,000? Sure. How long do you need to borrow it for? 100 years.